Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. A misconception is pushed in the Western societies, and I do not know if that's valid in other kind of societies because I've been living in Western societies all my life, and that is, it runs like this: if you are a personality, you must be somehow morally superior to everybody else. Or let's say if you are a great scientist, you must be, again, morally superior to everybody else. We tend to forget that that person is good at that job and that's it. We don't know anything about that person. We don't know how he wipes his ass. We don't know if he stops at a stop sign, or if he's going and passes on red. We don't know that. We don't know if that person cheats on his wife or if she cheats on her husband. So stop assigning a free, virtue to people that did not actually prove that. But this is, we live in a certain kind of time where if the media says something, we must just take it as it comes. We can't use our own little things here. They're the most important organ, I think, for us. And we just take it. What happened? We have here a Belarusian Nobel laureate. So he was good in something, definitely good in something, more than average. He was an extraordinary guy in that field. Now, it doesn't make him, I don't know, we're going to read the article, but I don't think he makes him a good martial artist. All right, so his opinion on martial arts is no better or no worse than an average person, unless that person, the Nobel laureate, will prove that he knows certain things, that he read, maybe he practiced. The same here. The same here with this article that I have here. This Nobel laureate was sentenced to 10 years in prison in Belarus. Let's see what happened, because I just skimmed through the article, and I would like you to pay attention to this. And I will count how many times human rights, human rights, these two words are used in this article. It's not a long article. I think it has about 10 short paragraphs. So I would say about maybe 12 sentences, long sentences, 15 long sentences. But hey, let's read it and see how they try to attach to this person a certain kind of virtue superiority, because he might be involved in some human rights activism. All right, if you're involved in that, it doesn't mean that you can't be a pedophile, but they don't know it yet. You know what I mean? This is just just think about it. No, Ukrainska Pravda. Nobel laureate Bialiatski sentenced to 10 years in prison in Belarus. I don't know what happened here. I don't know if he did anything wrong. I have no idea. I don't trust the Belarusian justice system. I don't trust this guy. I don't trust them. But let's see how these guys portray whatever happened to this old person. A court in Minsk, Belarus, has sentenced Nobel laureate and political prisoner Ales Bialiatski to 10 years in prison, while 3 other human rights activists received from 7 to 9 years in prison. Source: Human Rights. Second time. I will count on my toes and my fingers, okay? And I will use my center part too if it passes beyond 10. Quote from Vyasna. Judge Marina Zapasnik passed the following sentences to the Vyasna leaders. So this guy, Nobel Peace Laureate, received 10 years in high security penal colony. The other guy got 9 years, high security penal colony. And the other guy, again, human rights, again, the third one here. He's got, 7 years in penal colony. Details. The court also sentenced human rights defender Zmitser Bababa to 8 years in penal. The human rights, again, defenders were charged under Article Bababa, smuggling by an organized group of the criminal code. So what did they do? Let's say, so smuggling by an organized group, financing of group actions that grossly violate public order. Okay, these were under what articles they were charged. According to the prosecution, the human rights, that's 6 already, defenders acting, and I'm quoting, acting as part of an organized group from 4 April 2016 to blah, 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 in order to use the money received from various structures and funds in Belarus for illegal activities and financing of the Visna Center and other organizations, cashed out money received from various structures and funds to the bank accounts of a foreign organization under their control. According to the file, the convicts in the above-mentioned composition and with other persons prepared citizens to participate in group actions that grossly violate public order, as well as provided funding and material support for such actions under the guise of human rights and charitable activities, including on behalf of the Visna Human Rights Center and unregistered Bible Foundation in the period of May to July. Okay, so far I got 8 human rights. All right. In particular, the human rights, again, defenders are accused of paying fines, paying food bills in detention centers, and paying for the work of lawyers. Now, Bialiatski, Stefafoni, Sabavlovich plead not guilty. It is reported that at the trial, the judge did not satisfy any of the requests for the trial to be held in Belarusian, for the removal of handcuffs, for time to familiarize themselves with the case, etc. It was reported. I don't believe that. All right? You have to bring me evidence, and you can't because it's just an article. Now, Bialiatski called the case against the human rights, that's the 10th one, 10 times, activist political persecution. On the eve of the verdict, International Human Rights 11 organization issued a statement and reiterated their calls for the release of the Human Rights 12 defenders and their dropping of all charges against them. On the evening of March 2nd, solidarity rallies were held in the Polish cities of Warsaw and Gdansk in support of Wiesna activists. They forgot here the human rights activists. The Wiesna Human Rights 13 defenders have been detained since 14th of July 2021. Alex Bababa is a Belarusian human rights activist and head of Wiesna. Amnesty International recognized him as a prisoner of conscience. In 2022, Bialiatski won the Nobel Peace Prize. Okay, all right, so we got 14 times in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, as I said, about 12 paragraph, we had human rights mentioned 14 times. 14 times. That means in each paragraph you had the human rights used. Why? For you and I. That tells me that Ukrainska Pravda and all these guys have a little problem here. Now, I don't know anything what happened with this guy. And as I said, I don't know what's going on over there. But I'm just reading this article with human rights thing. And not only that, I want to draw your attention, or at least make a call towards paying attention and being mindful. When someone is good in something, it doesn't mean necessarily that that person is golden in everything. This person is a Nobel laureate, yeah? Let me see. What do we have here? Let me check. Okay, so he was a Nobel Peace Laureate. All right, so that means he can't be a pedophile? That means he can't beat his wife? Do you think that this is a perfect human being? Do you think he doesn't go and take a shit as we do? Do you think he washes his hands after that or not? I mean, really, don't ascribe certain qualities to people of this, like, oh, he's an actor. All right, he's a mime. He's a court gesture. That's what they are. Some of them make millions right now. It doesn't make them perfect. It doesn't make them fantastic in anything else, but in that little thing that they do over there. They're mimes. They're mimes, entertainers. You pay for them to entertain you. That's what they do, okay? They pretend to be something else that they're not. They're fake. These are the actors. Now, this guy, again, he's a Nobel Prize laureate. Very good. I will never achieve that. I know that. But on the other hand, I try to be an honest person. I try to be a fair person. I try to enhance my knowledge. I want to help. Sometimes I'm a not a good person. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I do things that I should not do. It's a process. I got good and bad things. In this case, these guys, oh my God, it's a Nobel Peace Laureate. He's a human rights. All right, good for him. Good for him. Did he trespass? Yeah. Charged, convicted, jailed. Or just because he's a Nobel Peace Laureate, he should not be charged with that if he trespasses, for instance? If he does something illegal, should he not be charged, indicted, charged, convicted? No. After a trial, after a fair trial. But after all this article, I don't think that these guys are golden and the Belarusians are evil as they say they are. Remember, here's a war of words. I hope he's receiving a fair trial. I mean, all I can say is that. But I don't give him a free pass just because, okay? As I don't give anybody a free pass in anything unless that person proves, okay, you say you're a good, I don't know, mathematician. Very good for you. You're good at that. I'm not going to give you that you're in charge of a group. If we're in the woods and we're lost, you're not going to be in charge of, hey, I'm a professor of mathematics. Oh, it means shit. You know what I mean? Do you know tell me where north is? 1, 2, logarithm. That doesn't work. Where's north, boy? You're not the chief. Bye. You know what I mean? Just, if you tell me that you know how to figure things out, and yeah, let's put all the knowledge together and work it out. And if you know more than everybody else, and you're a leader, go ahead, man. You're the chief right there. But just because you're that, good for you in that. I'm not going to go 3 times, 20 times over this again. I think I made my point, and that's it. I hope he receives, or I don't know, he received a fair trial. All right? That's all I care about. If he committed a crime or he violated those, laws or whatever they are, he should pay, as anybody else. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.